Good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. I forgot it's Nutty's birthday. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning. I know, right? What is this? Baby, I don't know. I think we might finally break the bottom though. Oh, goodness. My zones were drawn at 8:11 this morning and we finally broke it, and look, we're immediately rejected. But yeah, these zones were drawn at 8:11. Excuse me. Wait, is that level really down there? It is. Okay. Okay. I did actually have one trade in that range, but I missed it because I was actually tuning into Nutty's stream. I was so bored. I was like, nothing's gonna happen. So I missed that buy right there. Really nice push. It pushed all the way to the other zone, and then, yeah. It was a really nice trade though. I just missed it. Just missed it. Good morning, Applejacks. Good morning, Trenches. How are you guys? Yeah, contract expiration is next week. Yeah. I always forget when it is. That's why on the market analyzer, I always have the days until rollover because I won't remember. There we go. Um, it's cold as. That's what my sister was saying last night when she was working. Let's see. I know that's not. It's not valid. You forgot to put it on your calendar, so it snuck up on you this time. Well, if it makes you feel better, you'll always be able to see it on the stream. Always, always. But yeah, so this morning, this legit was the only thing. I can say that I might finally be able to take the. All right, so this obviously is regular divergence, right? Just in the same direction of the trend bias. This would be alternate because we started with a higher low. I think I finally found the pattern for it, but I'm not really sure. I mean, I would have had to break even no matter what because we had that sell rotation level there. So I can't really say for sure, but I think I finally have the pattern I'm looking for. We'll see. We will see. All right, let's see. 82. All right, I did decide also yesterday I am not trading until 10:45. I'm going to stop at 10:30. Because even on the days where I had, like when I started looking at the trades that happened after 10 o'clock, they kind of stopped like right before 10:30. And so yesterday there was one trade after 10:30 that was a loss, and I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like I just need to stop at 10:30, and that was really the problem. 86.56. So I don't know for sure, but that's what I think. That's what I think. Good morning, Janelle. How are you this morning? Good morning. Oh yeah, that was a really nasty, just nasty price action. Um, I am still, wait, maybe I want a triple contract. No, I am still gonna double contracts for now. What I'm gonna do on the Top Step account, I'm definitely just blowing because no matter what, I don't really want to dig out of the hole. I'm still just gonna trade like normal, but I'm gonna end up just blowing it. Um, or canceling it if I have to do that. And then the Apex account for here and tomorrow, I'm gonna risk like 25% of the drawdown. I'm only down like 900 bucks in it as far as it being from a $50,000 balance. But of course, my goal is to try to get back to full drawdown, which I'm about $1,500 away. So I'm just gonna risk 25% of the drawdown on each trade, and either we blow it or we get back to full drawdown. That simple. Because at least with Apex, I can, go full throttle 10 contracts and just blow the account if I need to. So we'll see. All right, let's draw this up here. Oh yeah. So I did let's go back to yesterday since the market ain't doing anything anyway. What time is this? Oh, this is not the time I'm looking for. So I did go back and look at these two trades yesterday. And basically I remember telling you guys like this pullback that happened, I'm like, it touched the change zone because the chain this is crazy. This is the change zones right now that I have drawn for today, but this one was a little bit lower yesterday and the entry bar touched it and I was like, I have a feeling that's a problem. And then same thing with this, and I was like, the previous bar touched the zone, we're reacting off of it and we're trying to go up. I feel like that's the issue with those two trades. And guess what it was? It was actually. So first of all, for the first trade, the pullback that touched the zone after we just created a downtrend, so far in 20 something trading days, it set up 6 times. There was a break even and 5 losses. I don't know how I didn't see that before. I don't know. I just didn't pay attention to it. So obviously, that's like an obvious, hey, when you see this happen, do not take that damn trade. So that loss was mitigated. And then the counter trend divergence that happened right after it, where the previous reversal bar touched the top of the zone or the bottom of the zone, that set up 5 times. And there were 0 wins, 2 losses, 2 break evens, in a trade where I wouldn't have gotten triggered at all. So guess what? We can't take that either. And it's just with that counter trend divergence. So like if this was to push up from here, I can't take it because we touched the bottom. Now if this whole bar like touched the red up here, if any part of this reversal bar touched the red part of the zone, the other part, I would be fine. But when it reacts off the bottom of it, can't take it. So don't really know exactly why that's a thing, but it's obviously a thing because I have the data to support it. So I'll just make sure that I avoid that. And that's very easy for me to remember. I mean, I wrote it on my cheat sheet, but it's really easy for me to remember. Now the alternate counter trend divergence, it can touch it. It doesn't matter. But that one cannot. It cannot. But it took me a minute to like get through all the data to see it, but yeah. Yeah. And I think we just touched the bottom again. 56.25, 56.25 we did. So no counter trend divergence there. We're approaching a VWAP level. 26. It's not, it didn't pull back far enough. I needed it to pull back like 2 more ticks in order for me to get into the sale, but then the delta was wrong anyway. $135. See if we can get this pushed down. Am I still in trades? All right, there we go. There we go. Oh, we do got natural gas coming. Nice sell there. Trap the buyers. Basically, we trapped the buyers at the half trend and just dumped on them. 62 tick dump right there. I really wanted to get into this buy, but I told y'all yesterday, so far, I don't know if I like traps off of the session highs and lows. I know, well, this volume pattern was a little different. There was way less volume in this swing than that one. So sometimes with that pattern, you can trap, but I would have to look to see, because if there wasn't a new high or low there, I wouldn't take the trap with that volume pattern. So I'll have to see. I'll make sure that I journal it, but for now, I'm only gonna take it if it's if like the buyers would be in control if I'm buying. Morning, New. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Oop. Not lunch on him. You wasn't gonna realize until it was almost too late. Did I get Black Ops 6? I have Game Pass. I actually didn't know until like last week that I get it free with Game Pass, y'all. So I actually, okay, so yesterday was like my 4th day playing, right? Um, it was my 4th day playing, but I didn't like it the first 3 days, mainly because I felt like I was so sluggish. I'm like, why can't I move like I could on the previous Call of Duties? So towards the end of me playing with my friend, I don't know, I just went into the settings because I wanted to look at the network because I'm like, it just seems like people are shooting me way before. Like when I look at the kill cam, I'm like, I didn't even see you yet. So he was like, look at your ping. And I couldn't figure out how to put the ping back on there. But when I looked at status and network, the first freaking, no, was it that? One of those freaking settings, the very first setting says import your settings from the previous Call of Duty. I said, motherfucker, ain't no way. Mid game, y'all, I clicked the button to import the settings. I'm moving around like a crackhead. I said, oh my God, I feel like myself again. So now I like it because now I can move around because I don't know why. It's so weird though because my sensitivity settings on the last Call of Duty was lower than what I had already started kind of like manipulating or whatever on this Call of Duty. Because when I looked, I'm like, my sensitivity settings are lower. So I don't know what settings I had on the last one that makes me move around like a crackhead, but I am very happy that it's back to normal because I do not, I want to be able to like, you shoot me, I spin around and kill you. Okay. And that's exactly what I was doing once I fixed my settings. Yeah, you get it free with Game Pass. Not they getting the money worth out of you right now. Never ever work too hard, baby. Listen. All right, we have another breakthrough. The zone is redrawn. We do have a 1 bar pullback down here, so I'm not going to take the first pullback after that. We are going to be approaching VWAP pretty soon as well. Trying to redraw my lines and zones and stuff. I do need to pay attention to my drawdown on the Apex account. All right, we're at 1200. I could risk 300, so I'm gonna, do I really want to do, yeah, I am gonna do it, because if it blows, I don't really care. All right, we're gonna go 3 contracts on Apex on the next trade. I'm gonna stick with 2 on Top Step, because like I said, I'm gonna end up canceling the account anyway. Because even if I make, I would still be 1,500 away. 1.3 is more. Or do I want to risk half? No, I don't really want to risk half of the drawdown. Or maybe I do. On Top Step. I will have a lot of ground to make up in the next 45 minutes just to get to 1,500. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth it. But it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'll probably risk half the drawdown on Top Step. Just the 1 account that we have to blow by Sunday. If it blows today, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. So I don't remember what the drawdown is. So I just need to subtract like 580. Hold on, 413. So 585. 516. Or I could just basically take whatever. All right. I'm trying to find the easiest way for me to like calculate what the freaking drawdown is. All right. So basically just anything over 48,000. Good morning, Ola. How are you this morning? Not you say what the at least 15 times a day. I'm weak. It's always the people. You are so right, Applejacks. It is always the people. What's my drawdown on the account that's about to expire? On the Top Step account, right now there's like like $600 or something like that. Not enough. Yeah, it's about $600. So 83. $74. Yeah, so when I calculate, like, even if I made 1,500 today, 1,500 tomorrow, I'm still gonna be like 1,500 away from passing the account, basically, because of the balance on the account, because I'm at 48.6 right now. So that's why, and just not knowing how many opportunities I'm gonna get today and tomorrow, that's why I'm like, I might as well just risk half of the drawdown on each trade, because even if it fails, I'll just get the free reset on Sunday, because I only have today and tomorrow to trade them. Not you been keeping secrets. Submitted my request for over 3,000 yesterday and it's under review. Okay, Ola, you should be fine. A lot of people go under review. Don't worry about it. A lot of people. It doesn't mean anything bad. I think I just missed the trade. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. Fuck. I did miss that trade. 83. God dang it. That was a perfect fucking entry, too. I would have definitely gotten filled. One of those 3 bars would have filled me. All right, let me pay attention. That's my freaking problem. Right there. So I've missed, what, I think 2 trades today, actually. Yeah, 2 for sure. What happened was my minor half train is there, and I thought we touched it to the tick, and we actually did not. So that was my fault. Whoopsies. Damn, I missed it again. Oh wait, no, that was that one was a little iffy. It became a weak level in bar 2, and normally I want why are you moving like this? Why? But yeah, normally I want a level attached, but I think that's only if the other volume pattern sets up, but I'm not sure, so I probably wouldn't have taken that one anyway, or I would have broken even out of it once I saw that the level turned weak. But kind of so far, it looks like I don't need it to be a weak level. I mean, I don't need a level attached, even if it's weak. But that's okay. So this one, I wouldn't count so much, but this one for sure I should have taken. I don't know why I thought it hit my level though. And by the time I went to put the order in, it was gone. That sucks. 172. Whoops, not that. 172 times 3. I should be up like $500 on the 2 accounts that I'm doubling contracts and 250 on the other one. That's all right though. Gotta stop trading in a minute. Oh my God. Jeez Louise. I almost got screwed there. Oh, am I still in trades, bro? I am. Flatten, please. Oh my goodness, that just pissed me off. Excuse me. That's all right. I lost a little bit on the Top Step account, but that's cool. Like 30 bucks, I think. I thought we were trapping the sellers, and then right as the bar closed, it changed its mind and became a continuation. I did not want that. But you see, I would have lost if I stayed in it. So the patterns they're working. We're at the VWAP. All right, I'm gonna sit out until 9:31 though. Mechanical engineer. Now sugar mama, hold on. You had to submit your ID. Ola, that doesn't mean anything at all. Don't worry about it. Eventually, everybody has to do that. It's the KYC, the know your customer. Every company does it. And in actuality, when you open up a traditional broker, you have to do all of that before you can even fund the account. So yeah, it doesn't mean anything. They're just verifying your identity. So as soon as it's verified, did you pass the KYC or do they have to manually approve it? Oh, you missed a perfect trade too, Amelia? Yeah. I'm annoyed. Not you see why the owner sold. So we find out that Applejack's is a chemical engineer and she trying to be everybody's sugar baby. Ain't that crazy? Crazy as hell. Crazy. I'm so mad I missed this one though. So what was that? That was the one I missed. And then where's the other one? This one. So should be 3-0 right now. I'm just happy like I was able to break out of this because sometimes when it's like the wrong volume pattern, it like that first bar or the second bar will wick down, take me out, and then go to where it could break even for me, and you know, then I get irritated. But that one worked out just fine, so all good, all good. All right, so really to continue the uptrend, I needed to push probably above the pivot level, like somewhere between the pivot level and the VWAP up there somewhere. I wish there was a button I could, because I broke even on the Apex account, but the other accounts were still going. I wonder if it actually moved the break-even level, though, for the other ones. I'm not sure. I just flattened all and kept it moving. But I wonder. I wish there was a way for... You know what? Hotkeys. Order entry. Break even position. However, I don't know if that will work if I'm not on a chart. Yeah, I don't know if that'll work if I'm on a chart. Like if I'm on a different chart, if I'm on my leader account, I don't know if I push the break even hotkey if it'll work for the other trades that I'm in. If that makes sense. I don't think it will. I highly doubt it. It's cool. Flatten always works. All right, so 580. We're gonna go 3 on that top step account as well. You passed it? Okay, Ola, yeah, you'll be fine then. Federal taxes kicking your ass. She did not say she had a 50K day, child. Why is you lying on that woman, Applejack? And your friend is in a cell. Ooh, Ola, tell us what ends up happening. Your first W-2 job in 4 years, i.e. She should be tricking. Exactly. So Applejacks, when you gonna become our sugar mama? What's up? You just went red trying to go off in the group chat. Who you going off on? What happened? You weren't paying attention to your trade. Y'all are off the chain today. Are we clear to trade? Oh, yeah, we are. We're at the VWAP though. No VWAP trades for me, my friend. I've learned my lesson trading there. I don't even look like the same person. Oh, maybe. That's not the same person. You guys are lying. All right, let's see what we got going here. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Am I missing? No, I'm not. All right, cool. Coolio. Not you, hey, all of us. Oh, no. Applejacks. New said, what's up? Oh my God. Y'all are a hot mess today. I cannot 2.5. All right. See if we are continuing up. What's the high over there? 1925. 43. Whenever we pull back, I needed to pull all the way back to 712. Well, for now, the level is 712. Trying to figure out if we're gonna use the pivot level to kind of push up off of or not. 43. We're gonna do 3 contracts on the next trade. Whenever that may be. All right, let's see. Too much delta here. Way too much. $71. Of course, it always works when you don't want to take it. Might have to relook at that then, because I think the last like 2 days this trade has worked out, and typically it doesn't. So I can only go based off of what history says. Pretty sure that same trade worked out yesterday too. Not really. It would be too... Yeah, I just gotta let it go. It's not gonna work long term. All right, let's see if we can pull it back far enough. 71. That's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. I was trying to trap the sellers, and it was like that at first, and then we changed to something totally different. I don't know about that double top start, but no rules against it yet, so we'll chance it. Why not? Maybe it needs to be a rule. I know I definitely don't like double top starts when we're going in the direction of the trend, but this is counter trend, so it's a little bit different. Okay, maybe that needs to be a rule for counter trend as well. And if it does, I can eat that one. I could have just broken even there, but just let it go. Alright, yeah. We'll make a rule for it. It's cool. Because that would be the only thing that would screw that trade up. That trade just doesn't lose. But I also don't normally take it with a double top start. $3,300. That's literally impossible to work out. People buy 39 is warm up there. Now she missed every shot she don't take. Somebody outside. Ooh, it's cold out here. I cannot stand being cold. I'll be hot all day. Well, maybe cold is fine because then you could at least put on layers. I just don't like if it's outside, I'd rather be a little warm. But in my house, I'd rather be cold. I could just put on a whole bunch of clothes. Oh, that freaking VWAP is right there. I'm about to look at these counter trend moves with the oh, of course. I didn't pay attention to that. Literally already happened that way before with a double bottom start. I mean, well, the other one was a double bottom start and it lost as well. Double top start. Yeah, I think I'll just avoid it altogether with every, well, with every just pullback. Divergence doesn't matter, but the pullbacks I think does. Yeah. I'm just writing it in my cheat sheet on all the pullbacks. Double top start. All right, cool. Cool. Another day of just small shit. And I had a couple of chances to break even too. I literally said, I don't know, because of the double top start, and there you go. There you go. But I'm not mad. Let's see. All right, so next trade on the Top Step account, I'm still gonna do 3 contracts, but it's if it loses, it's gonna fail the account, which is fine. It was 17 when you walked out the door this morning. That no, ma'am. That's another reason why I knew I was gonna stop doing jury duty early, cause baby, I'm not doing that. It's 25 here. The high is supposed to be 38. It's supposed to get up to 59 next Monday. Pretty sure it's probably the last warm front we'll get. It felt like 1. You know what? Just tell me it's 1 degrees then. Don't tell me it's 17. Get my little hopes up. Yeah, it says it feels like 19 here. A2. All right, there's the break even. I was gonna say I didn't take this trade because it was just so close to that break even level. And we got a break even. Order flow changed at the last second. Remember I just said over here, I'm like, it doesn't typically work out, but yesterday it was a win, today it was a win. This same, literally same trade happened right here off the same exact level, and see, it would have lost. Same order flow pattern and everything. So I'm gonna stick to my guns regarding what I'm looking for. Your high today will be 17. 90? Enjoy your day, new. See you tomorrow. Back in the green, I'm talking to. That's better. Truth is. Are you still continuing to trade, Trenches? Yeah, tell them to stop distracting you. You trying to make you some money. All right, Let's see. 19, that's not bad. I want to clear this here. This is not where I want to see this reverse. But it is the middle pivot level, so I'm not surprised. Looks like we're getting some barcoding action on the 5-minute chart. Probably will do so until we break this high over here. What level is that? 734. We're basically at the high of basically the last high before this candle here. That's where we're kind of stuck at. There must have been, was there high impact news at 7:30 again this morning? Yeah, PPI makes sense. I could tell by looking at that candle. Good morning, Bryce. How are you? Where do I get my levels from? Which ones? No futures trade for you. Watching option plays. So if you're talking about the pivot levels, that is from ninja.co. It's called Fame Super Pivot. I've had it for a long time. And then the squiggly lines are Orderflow VWAP. I do have a lifetime license with NinjaTrader that I've had for like 5 years. And then the only other levels that I have are the current open high low, the prior day open high low close, and then you do see a half trend on here. That's also from Ninja. It's their Nova Wind. That's really it. The rotation levels, all of that is a free indicator that I got from a Discord called Market Structure. It's also what helps paint the like buy pressure levels that I use to determine where the trend will change from an uptrend to a downtrend and vice versa. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I really like the super pivot. There's also a way for it to color your chart based on whether it's like an outside bar, inside bar, or a normal bar for the day. I just don't have it do that for me because it doesn't matter with the way that I trade. Like nothing changes. But yeah. And the other thing that I really like about it, so it draws the pivot levels based off of the previous day's intraday data, right? And so I like it because not only does it draw, basically the levels that it draws is unlimited, which, you know, some pivot levels stop at like 4 levels. Like a traditional pivot level will stop at like R4, S4 kind of thing. This one does the same thing initially, but then when you get past the level, it's still drawing the levels and it's just an extended level. So it's pretty cool. Let me see if I could show. Oh, it hasn't drawn it yet. So it really only draws it once you break the last level, basically. And then it'll start drawing extended levels, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I've had it for a very long time and it's really good. Really good. Oh, this will show you. So this shows how like it'll color. The zone that is coloring is, this is the middle pivot level, and then you have the first resistance and first support level. So it'll color the inside of it based on whether it's an inside bar, outside bar, or a regular bar for the day. Because that is important for some people in the way that they trade, just not me, but Not random kind, so. Oh my goodness. All right. See what we get here. That was enough. We still got 30 minutes left in the session instead of 3 minutes, so that's nice. Needed to pull back to what you just did. Cool. 101. Don't want it to trap though. See how hard we push off of the VWAP? Push too far down, actually. If we were going to push this far down, I would have wanted us to come down one more tick before it reversed up. Alright, what you just did, except I don't like where that is at all, actually. If it could just come down one more tick, that would be nice. Alright, that's a little better. I'm gonna end up taking the trade no matter what, pretty much. See if we can get the push I'm looking for. Oh, don't be a bitch. All right. Why am I still in trades? Why? Oh, that's why. I got a better feel. There we go. What? Cancellation rejected by the order management system. Order is complete. Further cancellations on this order may lead to log off, disable, affected. All right, I don't really... Unable to cancel orders, manually close your position. My position's closed. Let me check Rhythmic to make sure. Yeah, no working orders. All right, we're good. We're good there. That was a trap of the sellers right there. Oh, I gotta change my entry chart. I have like this red line that draws on my chart at 10 o'clock because I used to stop at 10 o'clock. Now I need to change it back to blue because I do still like to know when it's 10 o'clock on the chart. I'm gonna change it back to blue and then put the red at 10:30. Sit that one out. Exactly. All right, let me go back. Sorry, guys. You back, Red? No. What are you doing? Still didn't watch the video yesterday about that trader. True. Girl, I watched a true crime. Okay, wait. I'm going to tell you about the one that I watched yesterday because it had me in a chokehold, honey. I'm not a lawyer, but no. I never heard of her. She on YouTube? The twin women? Nuh-uh. I never seen that one. She does YouTube videos and TikToks. Huh. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? I'm not a lawyer, but is she on YouTube or where? Don't want to take that. Okay, so the true crime that I watched yesterday, y'all. All right, so the title of it says something about like a quadruple murder or something, and I was like, huh, what are we talking about here? So basically, there was this guy. So it starts off talking about a murder that happened in 2013. It was one person, and basically it started off with, I believe, the wife of the guy and maybe a sister-in-law or something. I don't know. Maybe a friend. It was a friend, I think. And so the friend was translating for her because the lady was speaking Spanish. All right, cool. So she was just talking about how, her husband, she kept telling her husband she didn't want him to go out with his friends. He had started like getting back into doing drugs and stuff. And basically he ended up getting killed that day. So like 2 months later or so, they end up, I really don't, it's too close to the break even, but I hate when I do that and then it just pushes straight through, but I think we'll have a rejection. So, oh, there was no level attached anyway, so we're good. So, 62. Hold on, because I might take a trade. No, because I don't know if I have to have a level attached yet. If the delta stays where it is, I'm not gonna take it out. I'm okay with sitting out of it, only because I do have an account I'm still trading that I don't want to blow. Right now I'm questioning whether I need the entry bar to be attached to a level or not. So I'd rather just not take it just in case it does need to have a level, but I don't think it does. So we'll see on this trade. We'll see. There's no zigzag attached. That's what it would look like if I got into it. So let's see what happens. If this bitch goes to TP. Because I've literally been going back and forth. Like every time I go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, I'm like, I still don't know. I still don't know. We'll watch it and see what happens. $131. Still just don't know. I am possibly interested in the sale though. Hey, where's my order? Oh, there we go. All right, I could remove that from the chart. Don't do that. Don't make me regret continuing after 10 o'clock. I think I'm gonna regret it. So we not have enough volatility. Almost. Keep pushing. Yes, no. We're kind of stuck at my minor half trend right now. Oh, don't. All right, now I have to break even because we're at the change zone right there. No. We're reject. Yeah. We literally rejected where we changed to an uptrend right here. And I have to break even there because a lot of times we'll just go in reverse off of it. But anyway, okay, so back to the true crime. All right, I lost a little bit of, I lost like a couple ticks on that. But anyway, so he unalived somebody in 2013. 2 months later, they pick him up on some unrelated charges. He has a gun, and I believe he was already a felon, if I'm not mistaken. They run ballistics on the gun, and the ballistics match the shell casings from the murder 2 months ago, but they have no other evidence. Like, there's no CCTV footage, there's nothing. So they can't really charge him because they have nothing that shows that he was there. I mean, anybody can buy a random gun, find a random gun, whatever. So he gets interrogated for that. This is in 2013. He gets interrogated for it, and he said that when he asked like 3 times, like, are you guys charging me with murder? Are you guys charging me with murder? And look at that shit push through. And they kept saying no. So he was like, all right, well then we're done here. I'm not answering any more questions. And they just let it go, right? So he said that he ended up playing on the judge's emotions because she was a family court judge. And so he basically was like, yeah, my mom has lung cancer and all this other stuff or whatever. So he was like, if you just give me 5 and 5, which I didn't know what that meant, but basically that means 5 years in jail, 5 years of probation, you know, then we're good here. Like, I'll plead to it. So she gives him the plea deal. So 6 years later, he gets out of jail. He had been out of jail for 4 years at the time, where now it's like 10 years past him murdering this guy that they have no evidence of. So now it's 2023. So the video starts off with some officers patrolling an area, and a guy walks up to their car and says, hey, I did something really bad. I need y'all to arrest me. And they're like, what? I did something really bad. I need y'all to arrest me. I'm not playing around. I could give you the address and everything. So the officer's like annoyed, like, oh, come on, bro. So he's like, he pulls over. He tells the second officer, just go ahead and arrest him and ask him what he did. So while the officer's arresting him, he admits to murdering his whole family. And they like, what? So in the meantime, they send his ex-girlfriend. I guess he had FaceTime his ex-girlfriend right after he did it. And so the ex-girlfriend had already called 911 to tell them what happened, and was like, you know, I need you guys to go check, because the way he was crying, I'm pretty sure he was telling the truth. So officers are now on their way to the house, where basically he lived with his sister, the sister's husband, their 16-year-old child, their 8-year-old child, and then the sister's father, which was his stepdad growing up. So all of them lived in the top of the house. He lived in the basement. So officers arrive, and their mother, they share a mother, but they don't share dads. The mother arrives with the officers. She's like, my cousin called me, and somebody else had called her to tell her that her son had killed everybody. And she was like, I didn't want to go in here by myself because I don't really trust him. So they're like, okay, ma'am, we got it. And so she's like, y'all want me to go in first and try to yell out to my grandkids? They're like, no. They're like, no, 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 no. So the officer goes in, and on his camera, like, they immediately blur the whole background because he's like, oh, this is real. So they go through the interrogation process, and he, first of all, he's like, I really don't even know why y'all are interrogating me. Like, I already told y'all what happened. Like, I'm guilty. Like, y'all are literally just wasting y'all time and money at this point. Like, I'm telling y'all that I'm guilty. So he goes through the story of basically how he had been out of jail for 4 years. He had been trying to find a job. He even went to like these Christian churches that are supposed to help felons get jobs and stuff like that. And nobody could really, he just couldn't get a job. And how he basically was just like really upset about it. But more so, he was like that they had been starving him. He's like, you know, they would cook food, and whenever he would say like, all right, well, where's mine, like, oh, y'all didn't save me none, they were basically like, well, that's on you. Like, if you ain't eat, that's on you, kind of thing. And he said, he was like, when I got out of jail, I was 320 pounds. Do I look 320 to you? And he definitely did not. And he was just like, they've been starving me and all this other stuff or whatever. And so 95. So anyway, so he also said that the girl's father, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, the girl's father, he grew up with him in the household and was basically saying how like he used to beat on him and all this other stuff or whatever when he was a kid. And hold on, 95. I got a feeling this delta is gonna turn when I don't want it to. Oh, it worked out. Ain't that something? Why didn't I just do what I've been doing and just put the order in, and if it's not right, then you just get out? Like, what the fuck? That was a perfect sale, bro. Yeah, Applejacks, cue the stew. Cue it. Very little drawdown, maybe a point, and went straight in my direction. Damn it. It kept like teetering back and forth, like barely. I wanted the delta to be less than 95, and it was 91. But anyway, so basically he was upset because also he was like, I've been trying to get a job. Y'all can look at my probation records and see, like, I've been on all these interviews. He's like, I got blisters on my feet. 206. 206. Oh, that's not gonna work. I don't know if this pattern is gonna work. But anyway, he's like, I got blisters on my feet. You know, I walked 11 miles for an interview before, but they got 2 cars in here, and they didn't even attempt to like just drive me to my interviews and all this other stuff or whatever. Like, he was extra super duper duper pissed. And he was like, and I just got fed up. He said, so I came out the basement. I shot her husband first. I shot him in the head. My sister turned around, put her hands up, and then I shot her in the face. And then I came out the room, and my 16-year-old, the 16-year-old was there. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Oh no, I needed 206, not 106. So he was like, my nephew was there, and I shot him. He was like, and then I turned, and my 8-year-old niece, I didn't want her to die. I didn't want her to die. She's so innocent. And I mean, the 16-year-old, he's innocent too, but she's just so innocent. And so I don't remember if they said where he shot her, but I do remember that he didn't like shoot her in like a, well, any gunshot wound can be fatal, but he like made sure he didn't shoot her in the face like he shot everybody else. So then he walked upstairs to where his stepfather was, and shot him in the face. And he was like, when I was a kid, he used to take a snakeskin belt and like beat me in the back of my head. And then he was like, he also bought like a bull whip, a whip that you would whip a real bull with, and was like whipping him with it when he was younger and stuff. And then he was like, and when I was done, I went back and I shot her husband one more time in the back of the head. And he was like, and I'm just so mad that he made it, because initially when they got to the crime scene, the husband and the 8-year-old girl were still alive, but the husband did end up dying or whatever, but he didn't know that. So he was just like, I'm just so upset that he lived. Like, I can't believe he lived. And he was like, I told them when I was in jail not to let me out. I told them not to let me out. I told them it was nothing out there for me, and I begged them. I told them, like, I should not be out on the streets. If y'all could just keep me here, like, just keep me here. I'm like, how you blaming the system for you doing your time? Why you ain't just do nothing in jail to somebody so that you could just stay? All of this because he was upset that they weren't feeding him, basically. Yeah. YouTube TV price going up $10. I'm sick of it. Damn, $10 a month? Oh, that's insane. Not you stewing chicken noodle soup. Yeah, I'm actually kind of mad about this, but it's my fault because I've actually been doing a good job of just getting in and breaking even. I have. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know what made me change right there. Like, why didn't I just do the same damn thing? That was a perfect sale. Perfect freaking sale. Like, I just did it here. Did it there. Did it somewhere else today too. But it's all good. I'm still green for now. Fingers crossed. We got 10 minutes left. Oh, today should have been an amazing day. Like, amazing. Not mad at this trade at all. Like I said, I only have rules with double bottom, double top starts when I'm going in the direction of the trend. So I was willing to risk it there. What other loss did I have today? Is that the only one? I think that's my only loss, actually. Yeah, that's the only loss. So I should have had, let's see, 1 win there. 2, 3. That's a no trade. No trade now. 4. Break even. 5. So I should be 5 wins, no losses, and a break even. Like, I literally pissed myself off. Let's see. 5 times 80, 602. Plus 102. So on the one Top Step account, I should be up 431. The one where we do 1 contract each, but I was doing 2 and 3 contracts on the other one. So let's just say 2. 862 on the other 2 accounts. Applejacks, cue the stew. Just cue it. Just cue it. Really, it was the 2 missed trades that kind of screwed me a little bit, to be honest with you. I'm not even worried about the loss, but missing 2 trades changes everything. That's 172 per contract right there. That changes a lot. But I'm still happy with the green, regardless. So tomorrow, though, I'm going to risk like a third of my drawdown on each trade on the Apex account, for sure. The Top Step account, I'm not worried about. I'm just going to probably max contracts because it doesn't really matter. I'm going to cancel the account and, you know, start all over anyway, regardless. So it doesn't really matter. 160. All right, that's impossible to do. Yeah, that's an impossible pattern to trade because of the double top right there. How's your child? I'm always curious. Oh, absolutely, Janelle. Like when I worked for the state, you know, a lot of those people have, okay, the state has two different populations. You have a population of people who are criminals who are found not guilty by reason of insanity or permanently incompetent to stand trial, which incompetence is only based off of IQ, which I kind of hate because you have some people in there who they're very smart. They have street smarts, but they just didn't pay attention in school and they're not good critical thinkers and they have lower IQs, but they know that you can't rob somebody at gunpoint, you know? Um, so you have those kind of incompetence. You have other that's the main incompetence, because most of the other people that have lower IQs that were there were just, they were wards of the state since they were kids, or you know, their guardians just handed them over to the state because they couldn't deal with them anymore, but not a whole lot of them. And then you had the criminals where you had the not guilty by reason of insanity because they had documented psych disorders. Mainly, the criminals were mainly schizophrenics who stopped taking their medications, bipolar, stopped taking their medications, hearing voices, or, you know, just going on a rage kind of thing. But when I first started working there, I worked there for a number of years, and the first like year and a half, I never read anybody's chart. I never read anybody's H&P, why they were there, any, you know, anything like that, because what they do in those particular facilities is when you look at the H&P, it starts from like childhood. They tell you like if the person used to get in trouble a lot in school, what parents say about, you know, how difficult it was to parent them, and just different things like that. It'll also tell you any type of abuse that they went through, all the different levels of abuse you could think of, all of that. And the number, whether they were criminals or not, the majority of them had extensive childhood trauma, extensive. And so one thing that we learned, we had like a little class that we had to take on like the effects of childhood trauma on the brain and how that affects people's development, whether it's intellectually, mentally, like emotionally, all of those things. And so basically what we learned was that when you have a child who goes through a lot of childhood trauma, what happens is they get stuck in this fight or flight response, because they're children. They can't really defend themselves, but they're trying to, and they're trying to overcome the trauma. And so when they're stuck in this fight or flight response, they release a lot of cortisol all the time. And over time, an elevated cortisol level that is pretty consistent, it actually changes the structure of your brain. And not only obviously does it cause chemical imbalances, but it also actually changes the structure of your brain. And that's what causes a lot of psych issues with a lot of people, and why so many of them have childhood traumas, and they're all linked because of the structural changes that happen to the brain. And so we had, I mean, any crime that you can think of, whether, I mean, from petty to all the way to the most malicious thing you could possibly think of, it happened. And so, yeah, I had no desire to really know why people were there. And one day I just got really curious because there was this one man who was just so sweet all the time. And I was like, why is this sweet old man here? And when I saw his crime, I said, oh my God. Like I would have never thought that, well, part of me had a feeling that he was there because he committed a really heinous crime, just because I could tell there was no level of like mental retardation or like low IQ there. But yeah. So then I just started reading certain people's, and I was just like, okay, I don't want to know anymore. And I always told people, like, when they were new there, whatever you do, do not read people's charts, because you don't really want to, I mean, obviously this is your job, you know, you have to take care of these people anyway, but you don't want to go into something with like, you already have a thought about them, so you're not going to treat them in the way that you should, you know, and because you're going to have a bias. And I would tell people, like, I want you to develop the relationship first. and then find out if you're just that curious. That way nothing changes in the way that you care for them because you already created that bond with them. And I really enjoyed that job, but let me tell y'all something. One of the First of all, that job made me, any job after that, I told them specifically, I'm not putting my real name on my ID. I don't like it already anyway, just because, I have a very unique name, and all the other Keambers out there, I've never been able to Google them. Okay. If you know my first name and you just Google me, you are going to find every social media account that I have, because I have a very unique name, and because I've been on YouTube for years, like with my other channel, and I have social media presence on Facebook and stuff. So it's very, very easy to find me. And so one day, one of the criminals that was in the state was like, "Hey Key, my cousin found your YouTube channel. Hold on, hold up, wait." And this is somebody who was in there for like kidnapping their grandma and nephew, and just, yeah. So from then on, whenever I worked anywhere, I would let them know, like, you just put Key on there and that's it. Like, nothing else. I don't want nothing else, because I don't want none of these people finding me. Now, obviously, like, because I treat my patients well, I was never worried about my safety from that aspect, but it's just the fact that, like, not everybody in the state stays there forever. So, knowing my first name and being able to potentially find me when you get out is a problem. Now I got to worry about my safety. But yeah, that was very creepy. And I didn't like it. I didn't. $72.99 to $82.99. Girl, cancel that. Why do you have YouTube TV? What is on YouTube TV that you like? Because we can find something different. Not you turning into soup today. Well, we need soup. Like you said, it's cold. To catch up on First 48 as well. I haven't watched First 48 in a long time. If the child does not get psychiatric care early on, they're pretty much gone. I wouldn't say that to that extreme, but there is a high chance, yes. Or, like, they might not be like super bad, but it'll be something where they can't control their emotions well. They're depressed a lot and things like that. Like, it doesn't really mean that they're gonna commit crimes and stuff in the future and stuff, but a lot of times it's just not gonna go well, especially if they haven't over time learned how to cope with certain things. Because I'm not a huge proponent of medications per se. Now, some psych disorders, absolutely, but just in general, in healthcare in general, I'm not a proponent of just throwing medications on people. Now, some of these people need to be on medications, okay? Like, specifically for psych. And that's one of the reasons why, even though healthcare doesn't really align with my morals and values and my ethics when it comes to how health should be taken care of, in psych, I just felt like, all right, these people need this. I see what happens when these people cheat their medications and they're spitting them out. You can literally tell right when this person is about to have a psychotic break. It's almost within a couple of days, you just know, like, y'all, we need to put this person on cheek-in protocol, because there's no way they've been taking their medications. They dysregulate so quickly. And it's not to say that everybody who has a psych disorder needs medication, but the majority of people, depending on which psych disorder it is, they need it. They do. And some of the stuff that I had to deal with in there, like, you have people that were like super extreme. We had a guy who used to swallow everything you could possibly think of, to the point where we had to give him like, I forget what it's called, but it's basically like crayons that can be digestible, like they're edible crayons, because if you gave him regular ones, he's just gonna eat them. Batteries, and one time it was an exercise band, like a resistance band. And some of the stuff he would need surgery for, because like an exercise band, because of the material, your stomach and your intestines will literally contort and you can die from that. Um, and because he had been swallowing so much stuff since he was a child, the gag reflex was practically non-existent. And so I remember one time he ripped a bed sheet, swallowed it. Yeah. We had women who would stick things up their hoo-ha. I remember one time one of the patients told me or reported to one of the techs that she stuck a plastic spoon in her hoo-ha. I'm like, bro, this is not my day. So I'm like, all right, make her get on the bed, take another nurse in there with me. And I'm like, okay, you got to give birth to this plastic spoon. Like legit, on her back, like she's giving birth. And every time it would come to the surface and I would go to like pinch the edge of it so I could pull it, she would suck it back up. So after she did that 3 times, I said, all right, that's it. I'm not doing this. So the supervisor, who's a male, is like, why didn't you go in there and get it? I said, first of all, I am not an OBGYN. I do not work in Mother Baby. I do not work in an OBGYN's office. I am not going up there to get a plastic spoon, especially when I asked her how long it's been in there and she told me 3 days. So guess what? If it didn't cause you discomfort in these 3 days, even if it did, I don't care. You shouldn't have put it up there. I'm not going in there. And I had to also remind him, like, a lot of them have history of sexual abuse and other like sexual crimes and stuff that happened to them. And what she is not going to do is go around telling everybody how Keamber went into her hoo-ha to get a plastic spoon. Baby, it's going to stay there till tomorrow. The doctor can do it. I thought my dinosaur mix was bad about eating. Listen, people are, yeah, it's quite awful. Instead, imagine the people who are walking around. Oh, it's a lot of people who are walking around without psychiatry. A lot. Like I remember, when me, my mom, and my sister went to Vegas. This was probably 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. We went to Vegas, and this is probably why I don't really like being out in public, because working in psych, you have to be very aware of everything at all times, especially because our nurses station was not enclosed. So it wasn't like a glass nurses station that you can't get through. It's just like a desk and you can just hop over it if you want. And so we were walking on the strip, and, you know, a lot of people who are on the streets are on drugs. Not everybody, but there are a lot of people on the street who are on drugs. And sometimes you can tell they're in a drug-induced psychosis, and other people you can tell, oh no, this is real psychosis. And so we were walking, and there was this guy. I saw him from a mile away. Like, I knew we need to go on the other side of the street. And so my mom kept walking. I'm like, Ma, you divert. Divert. We're not going to go on the other side of the street. You need to go far away from the, like, we need to basically be walking with our leg almost in the street. And she was like, why? I was like, that person up there is not well. And she's like, how do you know? I'm like, trust me, that person is not well. And as we were walking past, I mean, there was other people on the street as well, but as we were walking past, she saw what I meant, and she was like, how did you know that from that far? I'm like, listen, when you work in psych, you just know. It's just like, you can tell when people are in a true state of psychosis, where, you know, they are going on a rampage, fighting people. Like, you could tell when it's true psychosis and when it's, I know I can get away with this because I'm in this facility and they're not going to do anything about it. They're not going to press charges, so I could just do whatever the fuck I want to. You could tell the difference. All you got to do is look in somebody's eyes. Looking in somebody's eyes, you can tell if they're there or not. Trust me. But yeah. And so it's not like I have a paranoia about being out in public with people, but it's one of the reasons why I don't want to ever live on my own again, because I just know that people are cuckoo. I know that people can follow you and people can be watching you and you don't know. But I am like super aware. I'm hyper aware of my surroundings. And sometimes when I'm with people, they're just like, what's going on? Because they see that I'm like so disconnected and I'm like, do you not see that? And they're not even paying attention to anything at all. And then when I point it out, they're like, oh shit, I would have never like seen that, or I would have never paid attention to that. I'm like, yeah. But it's some people out here, and you got to be very careful because not everybody gets the care that they need. Some people get the care that they need and instead decide to say F the care, F the medications. Also, it's like medications are so expensive that a lot of people on the streets can't afford them, which is very weird because you can afford drugs, but you can't afford the meta. Anyway, so yeah, just be very aware, guys. Very aware. But yeah, all right. So this is the accounts for today. I took 7 trades, and let me go into the performance report so I can tell you what the stats were. Took 7 trades. Looks like 2 wins, a loss, and a bunch of break evens. Let's see, 2 wins, a loss, 1, 2, 3, 4 break evens. Some of the break evens were just trades that like order flow changed at the last second, so I had to get out. I think 2 of them were like that, and the other 2 just we had to break even at those particular levels. One of them pushed through, the other one did not. So they were good break evens regardless. And yeah, the stats should be 5 wins, 0 losses, and 1 break even. But we're good. I mean, it's a green day. I don't remember the last time I had a green day. I was very close yesterday, and then those last 2 trades just like pushed me back. So it's all good. I think I do have one little small thing I need to study, but that's really it. But overall, a good day. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna probably risk like half of my drawdown on the Apex accounts with each trade, or at least probably a third to a half, somewhere up in there. Not really worried about the Top Step account. We're gonna cancel that regardless so that we can start all over on the 15th and kind of leave it there. But that's the plan. You be easy too, Applejax. But yeah, I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Stay dangerous. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.